To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the queen of the indies, Tiffany, and I'm back. We just had Nick Wayne on last night, and we're going to keep it rolling. We got my good friend Gary J here. What's going on?
Good evening, everybody in the world of social media and podcast media and or how you listen to this phenomenal show.
Yes. Awesome. I'm so glad that you can join us here today. So thank you very much.
Not a problem.
So guys, if you're new here to the Indie Wrestling Corner with the Under the Rope series, I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, referees, backstage. I got you covered. If you guys got questions for Gary, please feel free, drop it into the chat. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So, yeah, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that bell on for all your indie needs. So, all right, we're gonna do like how I do every interview here. We like to go back to basics here. We're gonna learn a little bit about you. So let's go back and like, how did you get into professional wrestling?
Basically, I've loved wrestling since I was the ripe old age of, let's say, like 10 or 11 years old. And then I really got into like ECW and like Mick Foley, Mankind, and like the Attitude Era, all that good stuff. You fast forward to, 2000, 2001. I was in high school. I was like, what do I do with my life? Oh, I know what I do with my life. I throw myself down for money. So basically, I found like a school that was a complete shit show. It was a mess. It was terrible. I started training. I didn't give a shit. I was in a fucking wrestling ring. So, fucking achievement unlocked, So from there, that was all in St. Louis, where I still am based out of. I kind of just started making the right connections and training and doing a lot of seminars. And then, to make this story short, that's how it all started for me. I was really trained by people that didn't really know what they were doing themselves, and I kind of just learned as I went. So, I don't have, a reputable trainer or school, but that's how I got involved.
Wow. And here we are. And I see people tweeting it out. I appreciate you so much. I love it and we're going to get into this, okay? Because there's a lot that we're going to go here. So Matt just put the tweet out that, I'm interviewing one of the hardest hitters on the indie scene. So I love it because let's backtrack here. Randomly, I would put questions up on Indie Wrestling Corner. And, that was one of the things I said, who's got the hardest chop? And you kept getting tagged in that post by all the fans. It was crazy. So how do you feel about that?
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't know I had that power, solid hand until probably 8, 9, 10, 11 years into my career. And I'm now almost 20 years into it. Mm-hmm. So I've definitely evolved, as they say, compared to what I first started in 2003 and not until now. So I don't know. I guess it's cool. I don't know. If you talk to some people, it's unsafe and I'm a crowbar and fuck this and fuck that. But, fuck them. They need to learn that, things grow and evolve. But that's just me being a little bitter. But it's one of those things. I guess it's cool. I always get put in these dream case scenarios where it's like, oh, we want to see you fight this person. That's great because it just puts more money on my bank account or food on my table. So continue to do that.
I love it so much. So, I mean, so let's go with that. Have you been told by a lot of wrestlers that you're the hardest chop that they've had?
Yeah. Some people are terrified to work with me sometimes if they don't really know, sometimes it's a fucking show. It's just very physical. They see what I do and they just expect me to murder them. And it depends what their attitude is. Sometimes they do, but at the end of the day, I've heard from people in the business and out of the business that I have one of the hardest chops and some of the best strikes. which is A-okay with me because I feel like the style I do is kind of a lost art in how I do it. So it all kind of just plays into like who Gary J is and what I do.
All right, so let's flip this, right? Let's flip this switch here. So, who is the hardest chop that you've ever received?
Oh shit. There's a lot of them.
I'm
actually.
sure.
Put me on the spot.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, right. You got to keep me thinking. I always keep thinking. Goddamn, kid. I would say recently Joe Black.
Oh.
Found that out firsthand in the fucking pit. Good God. Joe Black's a bad motherfucker. Joe Black recently beat the shit out of me. I felt every bit of that. It's funny. Aaron Williams throws a hell of a kick and a hell of a chop. He's more only known for his kicks, but I say Aaron Williams. ACH, that's one bad motherfucker.
Oh,
He
yeah.
throws down. Yeah, relentless. I was married to him for a couple of years when he was in Texas and then moved to St. Louis. We were always fighting. And I always knew I was fighting ACH because I would feel everything. So, yeah, those are three guys that you probably didn't expect for me to say, but I'll say those three right off the top of my head.
Okay. I see Tim. He's tweeting out a clip right now of you chopping a can. He said, really does have the hardest chop in the business. So I love it. So tweet me those hard chops. We can put them out there on Twitter. That's what I love. You know, we like to spread the love. So maybe some people might not be as familiar with Gary J as I am, and some of the people that are listening to this podcast. So that's why we put those clips out. So keep doing that. But you know, let's go with that. Then we're gonna go back because I want to talk about like ICW as well. So. All right, so that fan that's listening to this podcast, never seen you wrestle before, what is the go-to match that you suggest that they should watch to become an instant fan?
Honestly, that's another good question. Like I said, somebody just put me on my feet. It depends what you're into, because I kind of dabble in a little bit of everything. Like, contrary to belief, I can actually get in there and have a good, just pro wrestling match, you know, hold for hold. All your cool like story stuff. I'm really good at that. And then I can go in there in the pit and just throw the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm good at just every aspect I feel. You know, obviously I'm tooting my own horn, but that's what I'm here to do, right? Like promote myself.
Right.
So I would say my go-to match, if you want to be like, this is what Gary J is anything recently from St. Louis Anarchy. Obviously, if you know who I am, you know St. Louis Anarchy is very near and dear to my heart. It's my home promotion, obviously, because I'm from St. Louis, and I've been there since day one, and I have a very big hand in like how the company goes. But obviously, like I'm an on-screen performer as well, as they say, because everything in my mind's a territory in television. Anything from St. Louis Anarchy since we came back last summer. If that's my fight with Billy Starks, my fight with John Wayne Murdoch, Anthony Henry. Thomas Shire, and this is all up on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, check out St. Louis Anarchy's YouTube. So anything from my recent run there is, to me, as the cool kids say, is a banger per se, you know.
Yes, we're all about the bangers here. We'll love it. I love it that, you know, you guys to share it, because it's like, even if they know you, maybe there's names that you're mentioning that, you know, they're not familiar with, or promotions, which we're going to go through, you know, during this podcast. So, but I did mention ICW, one of my favorite, one of my favorite promotions here that I love very much. Shout out to Danny DeMonto.
Get love, DeMonto!
Love Danny DeMonto. Actually, here, I'm going to flash up the flyer right now. So we have this 16-man tournament, 2 shows in one day, August 27th. That's this weekend on IWTV. Make sure you guys check it out, okay? I will be watching at home. So you and KTB, let's freaking go. KTB's been on this podcast. Much love to him. Shout out to Melissa, because I know that she loves KTB. I sent her this when this got announced, and I was like, look, this is going to be fun. So
this is going to be a thing of beauty and violence. Yeah, that's going to be a fucking banger. At the end of the day, I don't try to go out there and do bangers. I go out there and fight and make money. So, like, I've actually been in a match with KTB before. It was him and Shane Mercer versus me and Aaron Williams on Sign You Don't Care. I can say it, IWA Mid-South. I said it. Yep. And I was paid. Don't worry. You know, Ian's already, been fucking thrown under the bridge into the wolves 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Idaho Mid-South, and I got to tango in there a bit with them, threw down with them, and I'm like, this would be a hell of a singles fight. And lo and behold, it's the first round of the Tough Man.
Yeah. I see Melissa in the chat. She goes, that will be fun. I know. It's going to be fun. We're going to watch on IWTV. We're going to love it.
Hell yeah. And if you can't make it on the IWTV stream, why don't you just go live?
There you go. Just do it. Or you can check out Larry Legend. He's always like, on his Facebook Live. You can check him out too. He's always at the shows recording.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that a little bit with him when he came on the podcast. So much love to Larry.
Larry's awesome. He's my
He's
fucking
great.
guy.
He's great.
I love it.
He's so great. He's so awesome. So much love to ICW. If you're into the deathmatch wrestling, if you're not into deathmatch wrestling, don't watch it.
They kind of have, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
They kind of have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't quite do some of the deathmatch stuff, but then I get brought in for more of the fight aspect of it. And then there's guys that get in there like Kevin Koo and Dom who do like hold for hold and striking.
Yeah.
Akira as well. So to me, I'm going to give a shout out to Danny. He might not know this, but I appreciate what he's done for me because he actually put me on that stage. And I feel from there, I've just taken the ball and run with it. So thanks, Danny. Let's get low.
Yeah, the fans are great. I love watching the travel. I have a friend in Chicago that he goes and he tells me that he calls Larry sexy Larry, that he's going to tell him. So he's always telling me about his trips. He'll send me photos when he's there, or even vice versa. It's just so great. The fan base for ICW is hardcore. It really is.
It's awesome. I think the last time I was there was Pit Fighter and then No Holds Barred in Chattanooga. That crowd is insane. That's that's magical. That's an atmosphere. I fucking love it. That's definitely one of the hot spots for him.
Yeah. Casey Kirk was telling me that too, that it's she loves it there. She just loves Chattanooga. It's just a great...
Wait, we like Kirks here? I thought it was fuck the Kirks.
No, it's love the Kirks here.
All right. I'm not going to lie.
It's
kind of a fan of them.
See, we love the Kirks. And Casey's making a comeback on the podcast, so you guys know very soon. So make sure you're following the Twitter, so we can
the Twitter,
so you can see
the Twitter machine.
The Twitter machine when Casey's coming back onto the podcast. So definitely hit that subscribe button, all that, and follow on Twitter. So all right, let's talk grind. We love grind very much here. Much love. Again, Delmy XO is coming on next week. We're gonna break down the card as well. All right, so I got to come up to the last one. I'm so glad I came up to this show. Everything was great between the fan base, the matches. I was talking to Ethan Scott, and he was like, there's nothing like, the feeling of grind, So you main evented with Jay Freddy. So talk to us a little bit about grind. Talk to us a little bit about maybe the fan interaction. Talk to us about your match with Jay. Give us a little bit.
It's funny because when I originally found out about grind, I was like, well, I got to hit this place up. And I started talking to him, and I was like, this sounds weird, but I feel this place is almost tailored specifically for me. And they're like, actually, yeah, you're definitely were one of the guys on the list, and it all ended up, working out. I love it. The first time I was there was against their honey badger boy, Orion. Awesome. That kid threw down and really showed what he can do. And then last show, me and Jay Freddy, which is ironically something that has been years and years in the making, that no one knew they wanted to see, and then they saw the flyer or the graphic, oh shit, this is exactly what we need to see. To me, he is the Gary J of that area, and I am the Jay Freddy of my area. It's just guys that have been around a while, know what the fuck they're doing, and a lot of people and their peers look up to them. So it's one of those things, and then you put us in the ring together, and yeah, that was another match where I'm like, wow, this is exactly, in my opinion, what professional wrestling is, and this is exactly what Gary J is, and the atmosphere, that really badass, and this, once again, this is a knockout, and this is awesome. It really 2000 5, 6, 7 Ring of Honor feel.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome. I love it, and they've taken that and they've evolved with it, and now you have a grind. So I love that place. It's so much fun. It's on the East Coast. It's funny because I'm an East Coast kid originally. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut. I love the East Coast. I love going out there, so I can't wait to actually be back there this weekend again. But Shout out to Grind. It sounds like all we're doing is fucking jerking each other off. But wrestling's fucking awesome.
It is. That's what I love it. Like I love it. I don't know who was I talking to earlier, and I was like, wrestling is such like an escape for me, and it's just fun. And I was like, I just want to enjoy wrestling. I don't want to deal with the drama. Like I'm here for wrestling. Like I love wrestling. Like I just want to sit. I want to enjoy. I want to watch people beat up each other.
Oh yeah.
You know, throw some light tubes.
I've been very fortunate in my 87-year odyssey that I've been in this business. I've actually got to travel a lot, make a little money, and actually like pay my bills with it, and then still be involved in it. And just, I'm still a fan of it, obviously.
Right.
But like, it's just sometimes I have to like take myself out of the equation and just realize that, like, I'm very grateful, and I feel with the momentum and the steam I've had lately over the last couple of years, and I'm on like the fucking run of my life. So like, as Demina would say, we're gonna fucking run this motherfucker till the wheels fall off, you know?
Yes, I'm here for it. All right, so when we had Rip Bison on, okay, like couple weeks ago, right before the last Grind show, we talked about how that since you're from St. Louis, you know, that he also got you some work with Wrestling Open the day before. Shout out to Wrestling Open. Love everything about it. Everybody knows I'm very big into it. So talk to us about working Wrestling Open in a script. This shit was crazy. I was like, yes. I was like, I wish I was there. I'm kind of like sad that like, if I could be at Wrestling Open every week, I would be at Wrestling Open every week. But so you know, you work Pedro Jones, Bobby Orlando, Brad Hollister, Ryan Clancy, and Tyree Taylor. So this was like a what the fuck scramble. Like it was
with doors. The whole purpose is to put your guy through a door. And I'm like, oh cool, let's kill the old guy, me. Once again, awesome. Like Wrestling Open is one of those things where, you know, it's like beyond sister company, and you have beyond entity, and now Wrestling Open's kind of turned into its own monster. And like from the numbers and the crowds, it's getting bigger and bigger every week. So why the fuck would I want to be a part of that? So that was awesome. So I was really excited to kind of set that up as like a loop, as I call it. But I call it I call it like a territory loop, or if I'm in an area for a couple days for shows, I call it the old coconut loop, because I just nickname everything. So like it's awesome. I like making like loops or like little runs of like a Thursday through Sunday, or like Friday through Sunday, because like why not more bang for your buck out of me if I'm in one area, you know? I can make some money, and I can add to your show. So Wrestling Open was awesome. I like what they're doing with it. I love the character stuff they do with it. And then you can go out there and just watch some badass wrestling. So once again, why wouldn't I want to be a part of it?
Yeah, definitely. Like the 2 hours, I think it's great. I think it's enough time. 2 hours is perfect. You showcase a lot of people. Was there anybody, like, since you were at that show, like, was there anybody that caught your eye that you were like, oh man, like I need to get in a ring with this person?
Split my mind, CTE. He was actually in my match. Bobby Orlando, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a big Bobby Orlando guy. Very entertaining, very good in the ring, and like I can watch him and just have a good time and not like try to break everything apart. So I think like he's probably not even a kid, but I'm gonna call him a kid. I think that kid, brother, has a bright future, if that means anything to anybody, you know.
And he's everybody's mom, so like, how do you not love Bobby Orlando?
I love the goat gimmick. I love it.
He's great. He's great. You guys can check out that podcast too. Like, I mean, pretty much a lot of people like it seems like it's all connected how I bring everybody onto this podcast. So if you want to check out Bobby Orlando's podcast, I got you covered on that end too. So, all right. So let's do some fun questions here. Okay. Pre-match meal and post-meal snack.
Oh man. You people act like we eat normal meals on a regular.
I don't know. Maybe you eat like a whole thing of like steak. I don't know.
I eat whole human beings with these hands. It's funny. I buy an energy drink or two, and a lot of times it's for after. I don't touch an energy drink sometimes as like a mental ritual until after I go fight. Right. Weird, right? Usually everybody's like, got to get my energy in and have a heart attack in the ring and have 13 energy drinks in me before I go out there. I'm like, nah, I have one or two before or after. Recently, I've had one before and one after. That's like a ritual. I try to have like a Subway chicken teriyaki bowl, which is not fancy. And a lot of people hate Subway. It's cheap and accessible to me. So I'm like, you know, that sounds like exactly what I'm going to eat. So I would say I have that and an energy drink. And if I'm on a tight schedule, I don't eat.
Oh.
Mom's going to yell at me. But like, yeah.
Oh man. So we gotta get you like sponsored by Subway. Like pretty
I'd love to get sponsored by Monster or Rain Energy Drink.
I
So
feel
Rain,
like
shout out to me. It's your boy.
I feel like that we need to like make an energy drink just for wrestling, you know, because I feel like anybody that comes on this podcast, that's all they talk about is the energy drinks. It's like the
because
thing.
it's like this underground cult that like everybody in the world drinks, but when we do it, it's that much cooler, you know?
Yeah. Okay, another fun question for you. All right, if we're going into your gear bag, besides your gear, what are we gonna find?
Empty envelopes with my name on it. Or for a while I had like a box cutter.
Oh,
Not for like anything crazy, just because for a while my shoot job I used it for that. And I would forget it was in my gear bag until I went to the airport.
this is an interesting one, pretty much. Like I've heard some like interesting ones. I heard Danny Limelight was talking about a pacifier, like his daughter's pacifier. He just keeps it there for like good luck. Or then you have like you got the boring ones about, oh, I just have wrist tape. Like
I'm a whole human being in my bag. Hence, I beat up things with my hands. That's my answer.
man, I was looking for some like barbed wire or some gusset plate.
Now I'm not big into the barbed wire. I don't think I get on many planes with that. I think TSA.
Yeah.
What? My job.
I'm dead. Let me see. I see you guys into the chat. John says, what did Rain say before the match to make you do that to him?
Who?
Rain? Or
Ryan?
you mean Ryan? Did you misspell it? I'm sorry, John. John put Rain, so I guess Ryan.
Well, I was asked and told, hey, Ryan's really good. He has a good pedigree. I actually know, he trained with Delirious and did the Ring of Honor thing, which is awesome. And they just wanted to see what this kid was made of. I'm like, all right, well, once that light switch goes on, I'm at the curtain and let's do this. So he definitely showed his moxie, per se, But yeah, another kid, probably not a kid, but I call him a kid who, if he keeps doing it and just keeps his nose at the grind, like he can actually do some cool shit.
There you go. Sky's in the chat. What's going on? She goes, it's 1:22 a.m. here. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm great.
So awesome. Watch his stuff, Sky, if you haven't already. Like, if you're not familiar with him. So she's training to be a wrestler as well. So I'm excited. Hope all that's going well. All right. So like, a very important question I like to put on with a lot of wrestlers that come on this podcast is, we're paying it forward. I always like to pay it forward. So, is there anybody, anywhere, I mean, we already kind of like said about Wrestling Open or whatever, but anywhere, has there been anybody that's caught your eye that you haven't wrestled yet, that you want to wrestle?
Oh, man. It's almost like a dream opponent / showing. I mean, like, it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people who have caught my eye, but they're already known. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if we're going to go big, we go big or we go home. I'm just out here. If anybody has the money for this, by all means, let me know. As my good pal Connor would say, just let me know. I'm just going to throw it out there. I would love to fight Masako Tanaka.
Wait, you cut out. Say it again. Say it again. You cut out.
I would love to fight Masako Tanaka.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Dream. That's the only one left.
Okay. Ooh, all right. What about the young wrestlers too? Because there's so many like young up and coming wrestlers now. Like between like even like again, we had Nick Wayne on last night, and he was 17 years old. It's insane. Like,
man, let's see. That's a good one too. There's so much good talent out there, and like that's crazy. Like, some of the talent doesn't get talked about, which kind of sucks, because you see them and you're like, I don't know why you're not everywhere. It's one of those weird catch-22 things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Someone who I haven't worked with that has a lot of promise and is really good, and I've watched a lot of. Man, once again, I'm on the spot. My whole brain's fried right now. Give me a second. I'm buffering in my brain. Um,
Should we reset it?
don't reset my brain. I will not get up for months. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
There is. I'm trying to think because I recently I've actually got to work with a lot of younger talent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to rename them because I've already done stuff with
Mm-hmm.
them. Let's see. Oh, boy.
Man,
Yeah.
we got him good.
Yeah.
He's
Who knew
stumped.
you would break my brain with just a simple question. Let's see. I can't think. Using my brain. Oh, I'm awful. Hold on.
Google, who should I wrestle?
Ugh. I was on a roll too. I was doing so good, and then you asked one question. I'm like, can't.
We gotta keep you on your toes around here.
You knocked me in my ass. I'm not even on my toes. Who can I say off the top of my head? Oh, you broke my brain. Oh, in a singles match, Bobby Orlando. How about that?
You said Bobby Orlando already.
I know, but in a singles.
Okay. All right. We'll give it. If you think of somebody else, you can throw it out whatever during the interview.
I'm sorry. I blew it. Fuck.
That's it. I love it. John in the chat said Austin Luke.
Oh, hell yeah. H2O. Yep.
Yes.
I'm down to climb with that. Absolutely. We do a lot of stuff at Bloodstorm together.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah. He had a really good match with Aaron Williams at one of their shows. Check it out on IWTV.
yeah. And speaking of Bloodstorm, here, we're going to put it up. We can talk a little bit about Bloodstorm since I have the flyer up right now. So you and Marcus Matters are going to wrestle. So
It's funny. I worked him at Trainwreck Pro, which at the end of the day is exactly what it ended up being. But originally it was supposed to be me and Akira the first time.
Mhm.
Got COVID, and then Marcus filled in last minute. I was like, oh, fuck, who's this kid? And I knew exactly who he was by the end of the night, so I'm really stoked for round 2. That's going to be a badass fight.
yeah.
And it's his home territory.
It is. So, I mean, are we going to get, like, he's going to have the home advantage here, like...
Yeah, I get to embarrass him. I get to part of his home territory. And Fremont, probably. So.
At his dad.
Yeah.
At his dad. So, and I'm sure his mom probably, well, maybe, I don't know if his mom, I know, like, I've seen his mom a bunch of times at H2O, so.
If Mom's there, I'm going to embarrass him extra. Just for him.
Much love out to H2O and Marcus Matters. And shout out to Bloodstorm. They do great things over there too. I had Eric on the podcast a couple months ago at one of the last shows. I would love the fans to be more on board with Bloodstorm. It really is something good.
It's a project, so you always got to keep working at it. And Eric and them always take care of me and take care of everybody. So, like, it's one of those things where I think it can catch a steam. You just got to keep putting time into it. It's like having a kid. You got to keep feeding that kid, you know?
Yeah. So much love to Eric over there. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for Austin Luke too. Let's go. Let's go. That name's been floating around a lot out of people's mouths lately. So I'm glad Austin's making some waves. So
he's getting that internet clout and buzz.
I gotta bring him back for it's been like a year since I've had him on the podcast, so I think it's time. I gotta bring him back soon. So all right, we got some fan tweets here. Let's go. Okay, so John submitted a bunch of fan tweets for you. So his first one is there anything in the world that would get you to do the barn owl again?
Oh, absolutely. I don't get asked enough. I love doing that. It was actually Gary the Barn Owl was me for I don't know how many years before I actually realized what I could do and talk. And I'm an all right talker, but before I talk, yeah, I'd absolutely do Gary the Barn Owl if it meant something to me and it was the right thing. I'm just not going to do it at a random one-off show for no reason. Like, there needs to be like a story to it because I think there's money in the story to it.
Okay. I think that's good. We love stories. So I saw a tweet earlier about, oh, I think it was Preacher. Preacher was putting out about storylines and like you want to tell the story in the ring, and I think that's like so important when it comes to like wrestling. So.
Oh, absolutely. That's what's so cool about wrestling. It's a story overall, and depends how you perceive that story.
Yeah. Okay, his second question is, have you ever chopped someone so hard you feel sorry for them after or regretted it?
To no shocker, absolutely not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's no bitch in my blood.
There you go. All right, and his last question is, who are some people that has the stiffest chops on the indies?
I kind of said that earlier.
Yeah.
ACH, Aaron Williams, Joe Black recently. Many moons ago, I went toe to toe with Roderick Strong. That dude, woo, animal and a machine.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Chip Day. He's got a mean fucking chop too.
Oh, wow.
That dude can throw down too. Check his shit out. He's fucking incredible. I would say Akira Tozawa.
Oh.
Did work with him before he was signed, and he was over in the States for the Dragon Gate Young Boy excursion.
Mm-hmm.
Has some mean ass kicks too. Ugh, I still piss blood because of it.
Ooh. Okay, so the next fan tweets from Matt. He goes, your most favorite opponent.
Oh, that's just like saying what's your favorite food. There's like 18 fucking select. My favorite rival would be like someone who I don't like anyways, but who I know I can fight and make money with and like show vested interest would be Warhorse.
Mm-hmm.
But like anytime I get to work tag with Aaron Williams or fight Aaron Williams, he's like bar none one of my favorite people to work with. He's a guy that can be everywhere. I'm not jerking him off or being his ego because he deserves it. And he's like considered one of my best friends in a business full of bullshit. That dude belongs everywhere. He's so good with character, so good with promo. Now I'm just gonna talk about him for the rest of the podcast. Shout out.
Go ahead, put him over. We're all about putting people over here.
Go, because he's so good, and like I say it all the time, he's the best professional wrestler to come out of Ohio ever. Deal with it.
Ooh.
So like, Aaron Williams is my guy. Check his workout.
Awesome. Okay, well, you've been in so many different types of matches. Is there a match that you haven't done that you want to do very bad?
I always thought to myself, whenever I retire one day in 80 years, when I decide that, hey, maybe I don't beat myself up and I take more of a backstage role and help these young whippersnappers. I would like to do in the right setting, and it had to mean a lot to me and have story. If it was like my retirement thing, I would want to do a no rope barbed wire match, but it would just be a one-time thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have to have that meaning, and it would have to be my goodbye song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Is there a thought of like who you would want to do it with?
Not really, because it'd have to strike me right, and it would have to be the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't throw a name out there because that could change in a couple of years.
Right.
So there's not a quite opponent for you. It's just the idea of it.
Right. Okay. Let me see. In the chat, Good Cop, Bad Cop says, just wanted to share. The name Gary once one of the most popular names in Britain is now heading for extinction. Just 28 of 700,000 babies born in the UK in 2013 were given the name. Okay. Well, thank you.
Oh, I mean, I think since you don't have many left, you should bring someone from the States over to the UK so I can beat up other people and then put good mustard and stamp on the name Gary.
See?
So, I mean, hey, hit me up.
There you
Just
go.
let me know.
Or tweet at your favorite, promotions out there. So I always say that when, we matter to the fans. If you tweet it out there, sometimes things happen. That's why I do a lot of these podcasts. You never know.
Oh, yeah. Mouth goes a long way, and I think my reputation speaks for itself. Just ask around, and don't worry, passport is in hand. I'm ready to fly.
There you go. Get them, hit them up, get them booked everywhere. John in the chat says, what about Dave McCall's chops? Oh, yes, let's go for the rep.
Who?
The rep, Dave Hall.
The ref.
The rep.
Oh, the rep. Sorry.
Yeah. My New York accent. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. People don't understand it.
Both those boys from the rep can throw down. So kudos to both of them.
Yes. Much love to the rep. Great people. Love them so much. All right.
Another tag team that like needs to get out of the East Coast more and get out more. Oh, I think that's what they're working on.
Yeah, I always say that. I'm like, damn, I was like, why don't we see, and I know Eric from Bloodstorm, me and him always have this conversation because, like, I just saw the rep, like, recently at Remarkable in Long Island, New York, and they wrestled Dylan McKay and Reed Walker from H2O, and I always put it out there, and I'm like, book the rep. Why isn't the rep all over the place, So Eric always agrees with me.
Hopefully they just stick to it and they realize that, like, they're in it for the long haul. It's a fucking, it's not a marathon or a sprint. It's a nice, leisurely walk.
Yeah. So I hope to see them more places. They're so good. Okay, let's do a fun question that's very dear to my heart onto this podcast, Wrestling with Positivity. So because there's so much negative in the world, I like to focus on the positive within wrestling. So is there anything that you can think of, maybe something you've done for a fan, maybe something you've done for a wrestler, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe a fan's done for you, anything that like comes to mind that we wouldn't normally see unless you share this story with us?
I'm kind of old school, so like as of late, I've helped a lot of wrestlers out. Anakin Murphy and Victor Analog, which are like St. Louis guys / Illinois guys. They've been on the road with me an awful lot lately, and they remind me of me in like 2003, 4, 5, and 6. Like very hungry, they work their ass off. Murphy's a smaller guy. If you watch me in my career, I'm not a huge guy now, but I'm bigger. Like, I was very small and got picked on, and like, oh, who's this guy? He fucking can't work because he's small and 100 blah pounds. Fucking Anakin deals with a lot of that, and I told him, like, fuck that, man. You will grow at your own pace. It's one of those things where they travel a lot with me, and like, hopefully they don't care if I share these stories, but like, obviously, a lot of times when you cut your teeth into wrestling, you're not making any money or anything, It's one of those things where, like, I will never let a person go hungry. I will never let someone starve on the road with me. And a lot of times their money goes into their travel because they're not getting trans taken care of, or they just don't have that money. So I have been known from time to time to buy them meals, and vice versa. If they have the extra and, like, they appreciate me, they'll buy me a meal. It's one of those things where it's like a camaraderie. Those dudes are legit, and I will put them over all the time as well. So Anakin Murphy and Victor Analog are two guys who deserve to like get an opportunity anyway. It's like one of those things where a lot of people probably don't see that side of me of like, oh, he's not an asshole who beats people up. Those are my guys. Those are my kids. So like, I'll take care of them until the end of the day.
No, I love that. That's why I like sharing these stories because I think they're fun, like to share, and I think that needs to be out there more because there's too much negative, right?
Positive is a good thing, and like pay it forward.
Exactly, absolutely. Well, so since you said you like travel a lot, is there a fun road trip story that you could share with us?
Oh, one that won't get me in trouble? Probably. Yeah. Once again, it's one of those things where like you put me on the spot like that, and I say this all the time when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know, like the CTEs like knocked that out of my brain.
Yeah.
I travel so much, a lot of it blends together, and like I love traveling, but a lot of times it's just like to and from shows. I don't do a lot of sightseeing or get to do a lot of cool shit because I'm a homebody, and like as soon as my job's done, Gary's going to fuck home, and everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. I do like to this is like a fun thing, unless you're old like me. A couple times recently, for anytime I was on the East Coast recently, I've gotten to like get in a day early or have extra time. I go on hikes. Ooh. So anybody I travel with, I might go on hikes with me. Oh. So that's not like a fun story. That's just like a very peaceful Zen time.
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's fun. That's what we learned about you.
Mental thing for me.
Okay.
I'm old. Sorry.
I can't. I'm done. Okay, what's some things besides hiking that you like to do when you're not in the squared circle?
All I do is eat, breathe, and shit this business. Things I do when I'm not in wrestling. I go on a lot of hikes. I spend a lot of time by myself because like it lets me like get away from people and turn my brain off because I get peopled out because my anxiety goes through the roof sometimes about just stupid shit. Yes, I have anxiety because I'm a human being. I like music, hikes. I'm a big cat person. If anybody knows logos on me, like my Gary J logo, cat and crossbones. I love my cats. I love my girlfriend Brittany. I love my personal life, which I don't talk about much, and it's for a reason. I kind of keep my church and state because this is my job. Like wrestling's my life and my job, but it's good to be able to go home and turn my brain off and actually be who I am. Like be the real brother. So anything to do with like hiking, music, love tattoos. I love comedy. I love going to stand-up shows. I love going to live concerts, just experiencing shit. I like to have fun. I like to goof off. So like maybe really run-of-the-mill answers, but like that's what I do.
Okay. Okay, how many tattoos do you have since you brought up tattoos?
1, 2, 3. I think eight total. 8. Yeah. I love cartoons, comic books. Like I got a Batman tattoo. I have a Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo, a Ninja Turtle tattoo. I'm big into comic books and I love cartoons. Batman the Animated Series I can talk about for days. I'm big into like Batman, obviously. He's like my hero.
Ooh, okay, that's pretty awesome. So the fans should like bring you Batman stuff, pretty much, you know.
Well, yeah. And if you don't, come talk to me about Batman. You don't need to give me shit.
All right, which ones do you like? Like I like the old ones, like the 1960s Batman. Like that's like now.
I love like the Adam West stuff's great.
Yes.
Oh, I'm on fucking par for that. I'll fucking talk about that for days. I love every incarnation of Batman, even the George Clooney and the Val Kilmer versions. Like I know people hate them, but they're fun and they're goofy. The new version with what's his name, Robert Pattinson. I love. I love that character and the way they did that. Like once again, I could talk about it on a different podcast about movies and like that stuff as well. So like I'm a huge Batman guy. I wish my parents were killed in an alleyway and I was fighting crime, you know?
Awesome. Oh, so is there any like more like tattoos on the way? Because they're addicting, right? Like, I mean, I have my share. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. Well, technically 6 because I added to one, whatever. So like, but you know how it is. You start with one, you just want to keep on adding. So
yeah, I want to get the if anybody's familiar with the Turtles movies, Secret of the Ooze, you know the ooze canister, the TJIF. I want like that on my inside of my bicep and like have the same logo and everything because I'm a huge Turtles mark as well.
Oh, fun! So much fun! I love that. So I have 2 final questions for you. If anybody else has anything in the chat, feel free, drop it into the chat, and then we'll talk about what we have like coming up and you know your merch and all that stuff like that. All right, so we're almost done with 2022. You know, I mean, we're gonna start September real soon. So, but what goals do you have left for the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, I want to keep just going out there and producing like I have, and I feel very confident in my work as of recently, like super confident. So I definitely want to keep the ball rolling, or roll with the punches, as I hear on Twitter constantly. Want to like get out to the East Coast more, which is happening more and more often. It's almost like if I say it out loud, I manifest it into like.
Yeah, you have to do it. So manifest. Where you want to work?
All over the East Coast, definitely. If you have a show and you have the funds and the means and want to get me there, because I also enjoy doing seminars, I'm open to do those as well. I love teaching. So, like, you know, that's not public a lot either, but it is now. Be on the East Coast more. I need to get to the West Coast, and this might not be something that happens this year, but I definitely need to use my passport and go overseas. If that's Japan, the UK, Australia, I'm all for it. I want to fucking get this shit rolling because I feel I can add my style and I can learn their style and just keep growing. So I want to do it all.
Ooh, I feel like DMDU would be also like a great place for you to like go. We love Joel Bateman.
Yeah. I'm all for it, especially if it involves me. Usually, because if it's on a show with like all the craziness and fuckery, as we say, I'm the first one out the curtain, and the only fucker you're getting is these hands.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Joel Bateman, make it happen. I love to see it. I mean, ICW is going to Australia.
Yeah, I'm a little jelly. I'm not in that one, but okay. The relationship's gonna last for a while, so maybe I'm there in the future.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be really, really awesome. And we love Joel. Joel's great. So
Yeah.
he's been on the pod if nobody hasn't seen Joel before. Good people. And the ICW champion right now. So
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. So, all right. So I like to end on a good note. So I love to ask you guys, what's a piece of advice that you would give for those amateur and inspired wrestlers out there?
Anybody that's just now getting into the business or wanting to get into the business, I kind of said it earlier, realize that this isn't some fast situation. If you're in it for the long haul and you actually want to do it and have a heart, it is a leisurely walk into a sprint. You're going to walk before you run. So, like, once you get involved, you're going to understand that you got to be in it for the long haul. And, like, not easy. And my other advice goes to anybody. Doesn't matter how long you've been in the business, it's okay to say you don't feel comfortable doing that, and it's okay to say no.
I think that's kind of important because I've heard stories through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's okay to say no.
Yeah, and you don't want to get hurt and all that stuff like that. So I think that's great advice. So, all right. So let's talk again. Let's go over what you got coming up. So if the fans want to come see you or watch you, so we got some flyers up here. Here we talked earlier a little bit about Bloodstorm in October 8th in the H2O building. You and Marcus Matters. This is going to be good. I watch all the shows. I need to get down there. I've been meaning to. I forget, like, a lot of times, like, I go somewhere else when Bloodstorm happens. It sucks. But I always watch them. If I'm not watching them live, I always watch them back. So, but check out Bloodstorm.
Well, let's start with this weekend.
Yes.
I'm in the Tough Guy tournament, and that's 2 shows in Boston for ICW Pit Fighter, or is it just Tough Guy? Whatever. Basically, first round with KTB, and like, I don't want to, talk out loud or anything, but I'm pretty confident. I know I'm going to get my ass whipped, and I'm not looking forward to it, but the possibility of fucking up a Kurt in the second round, I'm all for it.
Ooh, you hear it. You hear it. You hear it here.
Bombs. I'm CM Punk with no money.
All right, and then we have the St. Louis Anarchy, Surprise You're Dead, on October 7th. You versus Davey Vega. This is gonna be really good.
And like, sometimes Davey Vega's a prick and he's out of his mind, but that dude is on a fucking different level right now. And I'm not just saying that because I've been in the ring with him, and he's a pillar of the St. Louis area as a wrestler. That dude is beyond fucking good. Once again, Grindhouse fucking, but not. They're amazing. Matt Fitchett, Davey Vega, another two guys that should be everywhere.
Yeah.
They've been overseas. They've done fucking all the cool tours over there. They've fucking wrestled everybody. They've beaten everybody. And they're like, I'm willing to say it. Like, obviously, me and Aaron Williams are a tag team, unsigned, don't care. But those two are the best unsigned tag teams going today. Bar none. Put them in there with anybody, and you'll see why. It's like, I know a lot of other people disagree. They're wrong, and I'm right. It's okay. But Davey Vega is on a fucking different level right now. If you don't know who he is, look his work up. So I get the main event that show at St. Louis Anarchy. In my home, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be bananas, and I'll use the word again. It's going to be a banger.
So awesome. So I love that we have access to all this IWTV, Fight TV, YouTube, Twitch.
Exactly.
It's crazy, right? Like, how is that, like, experience for you from, like, back then in the days to now to see, like, how, like, wrestling's boomed?
Oh, it's insane. Like, in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that's a lot of years. You're like, oh, hopefully it gets a Smart Mark video quick. Now it's like instant gratification, which is awesome, because then you get your name out there, which helps as a promoting tool and a brand as a person and a human being and a character. And then, like, it's awesome because then you just get to see the whole world in this little thing called an iPhone or an Android. Fucking bro. I got an iPhone. I'm an iPhone guy. But like, you know, it's cool. You can just press a button, pay $9.99 a month for IWTV. Boom, we're there. You know.
It's wild. It's so wild. All the features that we have, and it's
Oh,
amazing. You can watch it anywhere. I mean, really.
Exactly.
So even like me, I go back and I have all these clips when I go to shows and I record things and stuff that I put up on the podcast, and it's amazing. I just posted a clip like earlier. They were talking about the Sauce guy. Shout out to Rich Steve out there, and like I posted a clip real quick from December. So it's so great. It's so great. So as I tell everybody,
To kind of add to that, you said you put clips out there. Anybody that's ever clipped any of my work or any of the promotions I've worked, if that's a clip or a GIF, thank you so much. That's fucking awesome.
yeah.
It's kind of cool to see like a GIF of something I've done. I'm like, this is fucking cool. Someone actually took the time out of watching the show and made that.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to anybody that does that, which there's a lot of good ones out there now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so great. So I always tell people, if you go to shows, post them up, because that's how, like, you know, people if that may not know the wrestler, or maybe not know a promotion, and they're like, oh, who's this? I can do it all the time. I'm always scouting
Oh, yeah.
people because I'm always looking for people, especially at the pod, you know, of like new people that I can be a fan of. So I think it's great, and that's why like I even try to like help out everybody when I'm at shows that I want to post those clips. I get those messages as I'm driving back home, and it's like, Tiff, I need that. Did you catch that clip? And it's like, can I get home?
It kind of go into the same spiel. Like a lot of people have like cool production and like cool promos and editors.
Yeah.
I've been very, very lucky recently where my buddy Duck from Flood 93 Productions, check them out. They're on Twitter. They're pretty much like a small media company. They're starting up, and like I'm a huge part of that too, myself and Aaron Williams. My guy Duck, that's what his name is. He's an actual duck. He's been filming all my promos lately and editing them, and he's pretty much like made my like brainchild onto like screens. He's awesome. So shout out to Red and Duck from 93 Flood Productions. Like, I will put them over to the moon as well. They do highlight videos. They do like video montages, or like a lot of people need like a quick little highlight to send to a booker. They do that. Check them out on Twitter. I believe it's at Flood 93 Productions. Definitely shout out to both them.
Yeah, there's so many people that are important into the wrestling scene. It's not just like you guys. There's so many people. So everybody's important. Everybody. I always say that. So that's why I like the mix of people onto the pod. You know, we've had all different kinds of people on here, which is great. So we've had like GoPro. Shout out to GoPro. I always give them love. So, but
shout out to help talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's a good aspect of wrestling. There's so much bullshit and toxicity.
Yeah.
And here we're having a fucking good time yucking it up about wrestling.
Yeah. So we'll tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, support you, buy your merch, all that good stuff.
Well, if you'd like to buy any merchandise from me, once again, if you've ever bought any merch in the past, thank you. It means a lot to me. And if you want to buy some of my awesome merch, go to fullygimmick.com and then go to the search bar, look up Gary J, and I think I got 3 pages of awesome merchandise now. So this is a shout out to Zach and Luna, Florida-based company. Thank you so much. Fullygimmick.com.
And that
if you want to book me at a show, to do a seminar, to hang out, to go on a hike, to be your life coach, not a good idea on that one. But just slide into my DMs on the good side, you know, on Twitter at StiffRoboGinger. My Instagram is unsigned and don't carry 85, and my Facebook is boring, Gary J, J-A-Y. And if you have an email me at, this one's old, barnowl18 at AOL.com. Shout out. You wonder when I made that one. That's hold of me for anything wrestling related, or if you want to, you know, learn how I made the quiche in the kitchen the other night, I'm all for it. And then that's how you get a hold of me with merch and anything to do with Gary J pertaining to merchandise. Anything to do with me wrestling on your show, maybe teaching a young up-and-comer how to, like, take a head bump or a dumb apron bump. I'm your guy. I think that covered both bases. Yeah.
I love the quiche. I don't know. I got questions. I need to know. We need to know how to make this quiche.
or this one's going to throw a curveball at you. If you want to hire me to have a study session, we can talk about every season of Grey's Anatomy.
Yes. Let's go. All right. I'm all for this. Like,
It's only $5.99 a minute. Ask your parents. It's a local provider. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going on about.
All right, you have to admit, once Christina left the show kind of went.
I would say you're right, but you know what? I'm invested. I'm an Owen guy. So what they're doing with him now? Because I'm a ginger, I'm an Owen guy. Oh, I'm fucking geeked up about Owen now.
I'm done. I'm done. I can't wait for the new season to come back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right now we're gonna talk about this now because like Meredith Grey is not playing a big role in this season because she wants out.
Yeah, but she's gonna ride until the wheels fall off because she's making bank.
She is making bank. She's making a lot of bank. And Melissa in the chat said, "Glad someone else has AOL."
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that still have AOL emails. It's pretty great. So we're old now. But anyway, guys, if you want to hit all those links I have them for you in the description, all his merch, his Twitter, his Facebook, all that fun stuff. So just click in the description below. So, but Gary, thank you so much for coming on here and chatting with me. It was a class.
I had a blast. Like, sometimes I dread doing podcasts, and it's not a knock. It's just sometimes it's like, okay, run of the mill. And by all means, I had a really good time, and it was a good conversation. So shout out to you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. You're amazing. I can't wait to see you again. So, I mean, I hope I can get to see you grind again or, you know.
Oh, don't worry. It's in the works, or I'm going to fight old Rip Bison.
Ooh, you hear it? You hear it. Hopefully, maybe like ICW. I'll see you soon. If not,
yeah.
But I'll see you on I'll see you on my TV. So I'll wait.
I appreciate it.
So I'll definitely be watching this weekend. So you guys make sure you're watching ICW. So it's gonna be really good. So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for all your questions, your support. I love you so much. I'll be back next week with Delmy XO. Do you have any questions for Delmy? You want me to ask her live on the podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Ask her when she's going to grow a pair and get in there with me.
Ooh, okay. You heard it here, guys. I'm going to ask it next week, Tuesday, and then the Haven's coming on next Wednesday. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. So with all that being said, guys, you know the drill. Stay safe, support independent wrestling, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
Bye.